Yet again at the stroke of lunch.
The Indian team, the Indian batting lineup, and the stroke of lunch, they are not friends. They are foes.
After playing so well, I think it is his best ever 100.
Yeah.
It is his best ever 100. I mean, having watched Shubman Gill's career all through, I can say with considerable certainty this is his best ever 100. He had no business flirting with that ball outside off. That was not to be hit. Who knows? Was he thinking about lunch? Was he thinking 5 more minutes and I've done the job for this session? I'll come back and recalibrate. And he had given himself and India a chance. If there was one down, I mean, if Gill was there, Washington Sundar had played really well against the new ball. India, if it was one down at lunch with 7 still to go, all of a sudden you would say, hello, is there an opportunity? But with that Gill wicket, I think it's done.
Yeah, I think it's done. Ravindra Jadeja is out there. Washington Sundar did a very, very good job.
Excellent.
You have to give him that.
Excellent.
You have to give him that. And, there was a lot of criticism with the playing 11. Why not a Kuldeep Yadav? Why a Washington Sundar? Let's just say, even if the call of not having Kuldeep Yadav in your team was wrong, but having Washington Sundar has played out really well for India. He's given you those breakthroughs when nothing was happening for the team. He's batted well. He's negated the new ball. He's had a few partnerships that made an impact in the series.
He has looked good with the ball. Also, in the first innings, he was your best bowler. But we will come back to Washington Sundar, and she's right. I mean, the two players who actually did not fit in this mix are Anshul Kamboj and Shardul Thakur, because clearly the captain has no faith in Thakur. That's why he bowls 11 overs out of 157. But let's start with Ben Stokes. We kept saying yesterday and this morning that without Ben Stokes, this is a different England. This is an ordinary England attack without Ben Stokes. And that man, he could not lift his shoulder, he can't hold his hamstring, he can't lift his hand, he's throwing with the left hand, he can't move his right hand, and he bowls a 6-7 over spell.
A hamstring surgery recently. So,
last 2 years he hasn't bowled. He comes, this series is his series. Yes, also the Indian captain series.
Give him all the awards.
No, also the Indian captain series. Come on, I mean, and nobody since a Donald Bradman has scored 400s in England in a series. So, all said and done, you've got to give it to Shubman Gill also, that coming to England and scoring 100%. 700 runs, with still a test match to go, he will possibly cross Sunny Bhai's record of 774. Look, if a captain comes to an overseas series and scores 800 runs,
that means so much.
Unbelievable. But Ben Stokes, by the sheer athleticism, courage, passion, the way he rallies his team, think about it. He actually bowled with the old ball. This is favourable again. With the new bowler, Jofra Archer coming and doing the job is understandable. But Ben Stokes with that old ball, putting his hand up from over 1 and bowling a 7-over spell when you can't hold...
More than 7.
7, I think. 7, no? Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
No. Because I remember telling Trisha that this might be his last over, the 80th one, but it was already 8 overs by that time of Ben Stokes spells. Or am I wrong? How many?
Could be. Either 7 or 8. Either 7 or 8.
I remember 8 very well.
Oh, so either 7 or 8. So Stokes, imagine an 8-over spell, 12 runs and that wicket of KL Rahul. Unbelievable athlete.
And at that point, ball going soft. Yes, the overcast conditions are there. There are demons in the pitch from the James Anderson, and there's so much uneven bounce at that part, low bounce. And Brian's uneven bounce, but his hands
up.
कहाँ
पे यार वो शुभमन गिल वाला बॉल्स आ गया
एक साइड से uneven है, एक साइड से
No, वो भी Jimmy Ben
there
Stokes.
There are demons in this pitch. And Ben Stokes, things that you see around the field, the kind he makes with his intensity, it is rare. Players like that all the time.
He's a generational player.
He's one in a generation, 100%, one in a million sort of leaders. I'm putting stress on the word leader. The captaincy that I've seen throughout this series has been phenomenal. The way that he rallies his team, and the fact that with the old ball, he could have put in a Stokes, he could have put in, Jofra Archer to bowl or something like that, told them to, try the short ball ply. Anything could have happened, but no, he put his hands up. and said, "I will bowl," even with that shoulder pain that he's having. His
He's doing
hamstrings.
continuously this.
He can't move his hand more than this. Even when after every single over, when he's wearing that sweater, he has to go down and awkwardly put his sweater on because he can't move his hand up. That's how bad it is. Yet, look at the intensity with which he's bowling every single ball. The pace did not drop.
Not at all. And that's where, that's a good point you made, because that's a point I was continuously thinking about and making, that he was still 138.
Yes.
And when you make that comparison with our bowlers did not cross 130. And you've got to say that. Ben Stokes, all 4 games, every time, 8 over spell, 9 over spell, Lords, it was singularly Stokes. He has been if you actually see, when a Gill has scored a 700 runs, a Pant 500, a Rahul 600 or 500, I don't know. When your batting unit has pushed England like this, it is Ben Stokes who has been the difference between the two sides. It is the English captain who has taken his team and has, carried the team on his shoulders. Unbelievable. You've got to say this, unbelievable. I mean, that is exactly what it is. Sport, at times, you sit down and you kind of say, yes, this is something extraordinary that is unfolding, and that Ben Stokes spell. Yes, I mean, nobody has a word to say about that KL Rahul ball because it kept low.
Yeah.
That KL Rahul ball
KL
kept
Rahul
low. And
could have done about that.
Yeah, only you can say, why did KL not go forward? Because that is your only way to match uneven bounce. But KL played a conventional cricket shot. He had anticipated it. He got his bat also in time. The ball kept low and went under the bat. So there's nothing to fault KL, but I think he deserved the 100. I think KL Rahul deserved that 100 because
10 runs short.
that was, again, as much as Gill, that was an absolutely fantastic innings from KL Rahul.
100%.
But fantastic innings from KL Rahul on a wicket which is doing all kinds of things now, keeping low, shooting, jumping. Shubman Gill got a knock on the hand. Ben Stokes did that job. Coming to Gill, yes, you will lose this game and all of that. But in the context of the series, in the context of Gill as leader, what will this innings mean? That he was able to put his hand up at 0 for 2. He was able to put his hand up and keep his team in the game till lunch on day 5. This will mean the world.
The point here is, and we keep comparing this series to Australia, to Border Gavaskar Trophy, and rightly so, because things were very grim back then. And the one biggest concern for India in Australia was the captain not performing with the bat, the captain's bat not talking, which is why then he had to drop himself in Sydney. So now that trauma is there with Indian fans, or now that we've seen that is also a possibility that it can get that bad for India, you never want that to happen. Heading into this series, when Shubman Gill was named the captain, what was your number one concern? That Shubman Gill has been staying silent in Sena countries. That was his biggest criticism, that you've not seen runs, that, how can he's being made the captain based on potential and all of that. All of these murmurs growing louder and louder. But then, when it comes to leadership, yes, on the field, Shubman Gill has a lot to learn. There's still a lot that has to go into tactics, that has to go into ploy and all of that. Intensity especially. At one point it looked like KL Rahul was captaining. At one point it looked like Rishabh Pant was captaining. So in that aspect, there is a lot that has to be done there. But when it comes to the bat, I think this is one of the most important things Shubman Gill has done for himself. A very defining moment in his career, this knock, this 100. And no one can ever say to him today, turn back and say that you've not scored, you don't deserve to be the captain. If he's scoring runs, that is talking like this, no.
I think what this will also do is you take time. I mean, when you say Ben Stokes, you have to imagine books in 2016. I was doing a column that Ben Stokes was the target of everybody. Carlos Brathwaite and those 4 sixes, and that was the moment. Ben Stokes did not let it impact him. Obviously, he was in depression and went through a lot. But since then, he's turned it around. 25, the Ben Stokes moment. Gill. Yes, this will be a series loss. Yes, he will rue the fact that he had his opportunity in Leeds. He will rue the fact that he had his opportunity at Lords. Perhaps the only test match where he did not perform, 16 and 9 or something like that. But the fact of the matter is, in this series, Shubman Gill did have his moments. India could have won the series. India or could have been 2-2 at this point. India should have won Lords. India absolutely should have won Lords. But Shubman Gill as a batter has turned it around, has clearly turned the corner. And I think this going forward, a lot of people say, this is Gambhir's team, this is X team. Shubman Gill as a batter, as a leader will assert, good or bad. Shubman Gill will now have that dressing room to himself, because the way he has batted, he will put his hand up and say, I have delivered.
I have been leading from the front.
Exactly. And that is going to augur well for Indian cricket, because he will evolve as a leader. He will learn on the job. It's his first series. Yes, it was poor team selection. Yes, it was poor captaincy on occasions, and we've said that. But as a batter, he has absolutely turned it around in this series, and no one can take it away from that. If I do a series ledger, I will fault team selection. I will say, and I have to say, if you can take out Abhishek Nair after Australia and make him accountable or question, I absolutely think Morne Morkel has to be made accountable. 700 runs were scored against you. 700 on this wicket. 700 runs. That can't happen.
When you stand at a very neutral position and then you look at the entire, everything that has gone down in this series, it's been apart.
I'm also told, by the way, just as a news point, I'm telling you,
okay,
I am also told Harshit Rana might just get a call up for the Oval. Because look, points are on the line.
And by the way, just a little note to that, Akashdeep today ran in with Washington Sundar's glove and he was not looking good.
Absolutely. Akashdeep and Arshdeep, both still not 100%. I think Harshit Rana might, obviously Anshul Kamboj cannot play. If Anshul Kamboj plays, that will be the biggest travesty of all. Harshit Rana, and you still have a Prasidh Krishna there. So Harshit Rana might just get a call up. Between there's still 3-4 days left, Kargi. 3-4 days left. Today is the 27th, 28, 29, 30. India is to train on the 29th. So we have to see whether Akash or Arshdeep, at least one of them fit in. If one of them get going, then you might just see Harshit Rana might, just all of a sudden come in. I do see Jasprit Bumrah sitting out. I do see somewhere you have to play Kuldeep Yadav. If you don't play Kuldeep Yadav even at the Oval, which is relatively a drier surface, you will again do something extraordinary, that you got him here and you did not give him a single game. So that will be quite funny. I would say Shardul Thakur gives way to Kuldeep Yadav.
Yes.
I would say Jasprit Bumrah gives way to Arshdeep or Akashdeep, or
Arshdeep, will his
if his stitches get okay. So one of these fellows, because Jasprit Bumrah will give way, and Anshul Kamboj gives way to. So the three changes for me: Anshul Kamboj, Jasprit Bumrah, and Shardul Thakur. These are the three changes that I envisage, because look, it is not about a series anymore. Every match you have to, by the way, you have to be here. You have to be in this country come 2027 and that WTC final. If you have to be part of that WTC final, you have to win or stay in the hunt, and every match, including the one at the Oval, is of paramount importance. Assuming that you will do well at home, you've learned your lessons from last year. Against West Indies, against South Africa, you will learn your lessons and play well. So I would ask very, very tough questions of Morne Morkel. I don't think Morne Morkel, he's now been 1 year on the job. July or August to July. Morne Morkel deservingly staying on if I see his ledger. I don't see a single bowler who has improved under Morkel. Batters, this series, even this one, you will possibly get. You are already 222, right? So you are actually scoring almost every innings except that Lord's second innings. So and you're making England bowl 100 overs again.
Yes.
So when it comes to batting, enough and more meat in this series. Jaiswal, Patchy, bits and pieces, right? And Pant.
Yeah.
You have done enough and more with your bat. Ravindra Jadeja, how am I to forget Ravindra Jadeja? You have done so much.
Oshie also
even
has
Washington
shown
Sundar.
potential.
You have shown enough with the bat to feel confident that
100%.
India has got the batting. So when you came to this country, the question was, will the batters put your hand up? The batters have put their hand up.
And you were constantly worried about that, and it reflected in your team selection as well. When you constantly
Because you kept going with the defensive ploy.
with that cushion in batting, the balance that they wanted to strike. Now you can actually end your batting at 7 and get specialists in your team.
You don't need bits and pieces. You don't need, because the captain doesn't have faith in Shardul Thakur.
Yeah. So what's the point? Play a Karun Nair if you're so worried about the batting.
Play an out and out bowler. I mean, Shardul.
I'm trying to say that if you're so worried about batting,
then play a batter.
Yeah, then play a batter. Why have Shardul Thakur if you're not going to bowl him?
The point is, Washington Sundar, Ravindra Jadeja, next test match, obviously Dhruv Jurel will play. Oh, that was the other change. So, Dhruv Jurel for Rishabh Pant. That was an obvious change. But if you have that kind of solidity in batting on a decent batting surface as the Oval, come on, give Kuldeep Yadav a game. But you must see this.
Yeah. Saw it, yeah.
So accountability has to lie on the door of everyone, including Gautam Gambhir. But do I see Gautam Gambhir getting replaced or anything like that? No.
Not happening.
But I also see Shubman Gill asserting himself more as leader. I do see that. I mean, I absolutely see after this series Shubman Gill's position in Indian cricket becoming strong. Did you miss Virat Kohli? I did not. He was your number 4.
No.
Virat Kohli, except that 2018 series where he batted like a genius, at no point your number 4 batted the best ever. The best ever. Did you miss Rohit Sharma? No. KL Rahul did the job with perfection.
Yeah.
Did you miss Virat Kohli? No. Absolutely not. So Shubman Gill the batter, KL Rahul the batter, both Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, in all fairness, were not missed. Not at
all. Your batting is not the problem. Your batting.
And isn't that a big plus for Indian cricket?
For the first time ever in a very long time, your batting is not the problem. But now a new problem has opened up, and that's how life is. That's how cricket is.
That's okay. But when we came to this part of the world, to even think that, what the hell is happening? I can't even get how do I get the questions?
Live. Click
but
on this.
No, but this was the morning one.
Are we not live on YouTube?
I'm sure we are.
नील एक बार चेक करना इस पे जा रहा है क्या? नहीं, it's not here. YouTube पे नहीं जा रहा है.
सब पे जा रहा है. मैं खोज नहीं पा रहा हूँ शायद.
Maybe your internet. Oh, is this it? No.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So the only challenge
you're
in
connected
batting
to Wi-Fi, that's why.
Doesn't matter, just as long as we get the questions. The point is, the only challenge in batting now, Gargi, is the number 3 position. The number 3 position is because Karun Nair could not make it his own. Sai Sudarshan, yesterday's shot. Possibly India will go with Sai Sudarshan once again at the Oval and give him a long rope. Sai Sudarshan will be the one who you will keep playing, because Karun Nair, you cannot give Sai one game and remove him again. You can't. You have to, and in the first innings he got a 60. So Sai Sudarshan will possibly play at the Oval. He got a 60 and looked good in the first innings, looked ugly. So that number 3 position has still not been cemented in that batting order. But other than that, a Rahul, a Pant, a Jadeja, I think, and now you will move home, where absolutely essential
to your team.
Jadeja, so Patel, who also makes it, but Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav and Washington Sundar, first choice 3 spinners on home soil.
A lot of people are asking about the rain update. There is no rain anymore. There was a bit of prediction. There was 70-80%.
Some spitting that happened, what Shubhan was saying, but no rain.
Yesterday, look, it will flip. I understand. Just understand, rain in the morning, it won't rain for the entire day.
से इसने समझ आ गया.
ऊपर से क्लाउड्स में समझ आ गया ना, बिकॉज वो जो 6 दिन इंडिया में थे उस टाइम पे जो बारिश हुई, बहुत अलग एटमॉस्फेयर था. Yes, we are actually.
So फिर यहाँ देखिए.
No.
Yeah.
No. You won't see it there. You will realize it here.
No. So फिर वहीं पे कुछ करना है ना.
I'm seeing if it's or we will move. It has not.
हाँ, it might get better.
Drop Jaiswal. Why will you drop Jaiswal, yaar?
Who? Somebody saying drop Jaiswal?
Haan.
You don't drop Jaiswal. Why should you drop Jaiswal? I mean,
Jaiswal doesn't get dropped. Sorry.
You know, an opening batter's job. I understand where you are coming from. The Jaiswal once again tapered off, but in Australia he got 100. In England he got 100. In the first innings here he got a 50. You don't drop an opener like that. I mean, Jaiswal, no. I don't see Jaiswal. I see, except that number 3 position, this batting order now looks set to me. This batting order absolutely looks set to me. You've been able to score 500, 400, 350 every time you have batted here, except that second innings at Lords. Think about runs, 470 something at Leeds, 350 again at Leeds, Edgbaston 587 and whatever 400. England, Lords first innings 387. This one 358 and again possibly will get a 300. So your batting is done. I mean, your batting except that number 3 position, which we are continuously
I think
seeing.
will be rectified very soon.
Sai.
I think it's Sai. He has shown you the potential. I think he's always had the potential. Very, very technically sound. Once you get that leg side weakness out, I think Sai has a lot of potential to. Can you move over there?
I think the problem yesterday was a freakish one, because he tried to leave the ball and got the edge.
I think it was a freakish. You can't. I'm sure even Sai couldn't wrap his head around how that happened. Maybe he could have left it a different way or something like that. Anyway, there was movement after the ball had pitched, and that is probably why that misjudgment from Sai Sudarshan in how to leave the ball. Could it have been that he maybe tucked his bat away or did not even go that far?
I mean, the conventional leave, he tried to.
He did.
I mean, just that split second.
वो खेलने नहीं गया था ball. He tried to leave it like this, but
it was much like Gautam Gambhir against Jimmy Anderson. If anybody remembers that test match, Gautam Gambhir against Jimmy Anderson, Gautam Gambhir tried to leave the ball. The ball got the edge and I think went to wide of first slip. Very similar dismissal to the one Gautam Gambhir against Jimmy Anderson. But Sai Sudarshan has potential. I think Sai Sudarshan over a period of time, if you persist with him, he will be your number 3. 100%.
I think, you know what, I don't say this enough. I don't say this often. Sai has superstar potential.
I've said this, that he's one for the long haul. I've seen him train. He's a determined cricketer. He's got the ability. You've got to give him that long rope. You see someone and you think, no, this guy has it in him. I think India will do that. I think at home he will mature, and when he travels next, he will be ready. So I do think the batting is ready. I think Jaiswal, Rahul, Sai, Gill, Pant, Jadeja, Sundar is your batting for a while. Jadeja still has about a couple of years of cricket left in him. So this is your batting. The problem now with Jasprit Bumrah's physicality failing him. Look at Ben Stokes and then you look at Jasprit Bumrah and you realize that Jasprit Bumrah's physical prowess, however good he is with the ball, is kind of failing him.
Has to do with the action.
Whatever it is. I mean, the athleticism, Ben Stokes with multiple injuries was still 138. Unfortunately for us, so except Siraj, there is no bowler in that horizon who I see who is able to take that load. Get stronger. Maybe with somebody like a Rana or a Prasid or whatever, you won't have a problem. At home, you will have Mohammad Siraj. Ashdeep is excellent against the left-handers at home. The other Washington Sundar, Ravindra Jadeja, you will not have. You will travel to New Zealand a year and a half later. You've got bowling covered again.
Okay, Fitmonk is saying Jadeja is looking very fishy. Fishy. He was lucky. Archer is dangerous for feeling nervous now.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
it will happen. It will happen because Jadeja has played what, 3 balls or 4 balls maximum. So anybody at the start of an innings against the new ball will have nerves, will have problems.
Vilas DK is saying, does Gautam Gambhir playing his favorite player cause losses? कौन है भाई favorite player?
देखिए, अगर आप अंशुल कंबोज के बारे में बात कर रहे हो तो इट वाज अ कलेक्टिव फेलियर. आप अंशुल कंबोज को नहीं खिला सकते हो. वेदर इट वाज गौतम्स कॉल, शुभमन्स कॉल, कलेक्टिव कॉल, जो भी टीम मैनेजमेंट का कॉल, अजीत वाज आल्सो हियर. So it's not as if that they were not consulting Ajit or Ajit wasn't giving his inputs, because almost every day at practice the selection committee members were very much there. So when you say that team management, selection committee, sabka fault tha to pick, and clearly the Shardul Thakur selection, I have to say this, the captain doesn't have faith in Shardul Thakur.
No, it's quite clear.
It's evident.
Quite clear.
It is evident. And अगर 150 ओवर में 157
टैक्टिकल प्लॉय नहीं है. इट्स सिंपल इज दैट कि शार्दुल ठाकुर को आप ट्रस्ट नहीं करते. यू डिडंट गिव हिम द बॉल.
आपको कैप्टन को अपना टीम देना है, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली ही इज द वन आउट देयर. 157 overs you have given Shardul Thakur 11 overs to bowl, which is not even 6%. He is your fourth bowler. I think Karun Nair, Shardul Thakur, Anshul Kamboj, done. As in terms of careers, I think at the end of this tour, Anshul Kamboj will come back, but he's scarred now. I don't see him making a comeback in test match cricket at least for a couple of years. No chance.
I think the thing that they should do with Anshul at this point is groom him.
Send him back to domestic cricket. And domestic cricket don't make false pitches like Lali. Don't create that false impression of a 125 bowler looking like an absolute genius. Don't do that. Anshul Kamboj will take time to recover from this scarring. I see Karun Nair and Shardul Thakur, however much, in sport it's never say never. I don't see them, because at home, you will play at home for another year and a half. I don't see either of them being a part of Indian Test cricket.
Vaibhav Taragi is saying today again it was Payne versus Stokes and Stokes won. There were more questions here. We'll go for final five.
नहीं, खत्म करते हैं. Couple more questions and finish करो.
Yeah. Okay. Play Kuldeep in oval, doesn't matter how flat the pitch is. That lad can spin anywhere. He spun the ball in Dharamshala.
Agree.
Arka Pravar Roy Chaudhary.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And the truth is, the oval test match is as important. This is a WTC cycle.
Yeah.
This is not about 3-1,
Series.
so what? It is as important. You win that and make it 3-2. Imagine in the context of the WTC, it might just land you here in the UK in 2027, that one win. It is that important.
Okay, final question. Anvesh Chakravarti is saying, where did he go? Okay. India has to change the habit of giving wickets during the culmination period of a session. This is the story throughout the series. Shreyas Iyer deserves a call for number 3 position. Ego should be set aside.
Possible. Why not? Why not Shreyas Iyer at number 3? You might try it.
There's Sarfaraz waiting in line. There's Shreyas
Number 3?
there. नहीं, Sarfaraz number 4, but
number 4 आपका अभी number 4, 5, 6 कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Number 3, but the first part of that point was absolutely well taken. That lunch tea. India, if you see the number of times that has happened in this series and the number of times it has impacted us.
Twice with Shubman, Karun, end of day twice.
Karun leads. दो
बार हुआ है Karun का. इधर पिछले मैच में भी.
Lords में हुआ था. Multiple times. यहाँ फर्स्ट डे खाली नहीं हुआ था. लंच तक विकेट नहीं गया 78.
फिर वो 2 सेशन हुए, उसके अलावा
बाकी ऑलमोस्ट हर सेशन में आपका एट द स्ट्रोक ऑफ दैट सेशन आपका विकेट गिरा है. सो स्पॉट ऑन. आई मीन, आई एम ट्राइंग टू रैप माय हेड अराउंड इट. इज इट दैट you kind of tend to think too far ahead, that I've done the job,
कि चलो खत्म होने वाला है, अभी 2-3 और खेलना है बस.
Work yourself up so much that now we can't give a wicket because you've done that.
It's either way, it's over. You get inside your head too much and you end up losing your. So
are we coming back at tea, or
let's see if we come back at tea match session post mortem? We'll find out soon enough. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to the channel.